Oh, now I do want to get to one thing where we've had talk of the CPL. So Scott Mitchell's been in, David's come in and talked about it. And, you heard me very often, I always sort of wax about domestic leagues, and so some aren't as strong as others. You go to Ireland, look at me people from there. I don't know if I can think about it. And I don't really know the teams. I'm obviously with the Premiership in Scotland, but they also are up against it in terms of the monies and the kinds of players and so on, even if you're a Celtic or a Ranger fan. But now that Canada's doing this, and you've seen the popularity in both MLS with what we see at TFC, and of course it's always been strong in Vancouver. The West Coast has always had a real feel for it. I think this is the right direction. I have a good now. Look, I'm not talking about ratings or gate or maybe necessarily the number of teams but I think quality will eventually come with what you do, and I'm really thinking that the blueprint they have is a good one. I'm excited for this.
When it was first rumored it's going to happen, I was cynical at first. I'll be honest. Then I spoke to Paul Byrne and some people involved, and now I'm so excited about this league and the potential. It's what every nation needs, a domestic professional league. You have to have a pathway for players to make that next step. And seeing, all these clubs being announced the last number of weeks.
Winnipeg just the other day.
Yeah, exactly.
Valor,
the
FC,
Valor. Some great names, great crest. There's a real buzz around these teams. I was at the York 9, the first one they announced a few weeks back. It was slick. It was professional. These people know what they're doing. And there'll be growing pains. And they have ambitions, but at first, they're going to be fighting it, because you got to get the fans in the stands, and they're very, very, they're aiming low to start with, but their ambitions are very, very high. And I think you're absolutely right. It's the only way to go, and I think it will be a success. Stick with it. These owners understand they're going to probably lose money, I imagine, the first couple of years, but in time they'll find a way. Look at England and real football nations. You have the top leagues, Premier League, whatever. Below that, you got this tier of other leagues and small local teams that do very well. They're sustainable. You don't need 50,000 people at the game. You can pull in 10, 11,000 and have a sustainable franchise, right? So I think it's great. It's an alternative to Toronto FC or Vancouver or Montreal. It makes it a real national feel, a football culture. And with perhaps World Cup games coming here in 2026, we'll find out next Thursday. A week to
are we winning that
Wednesday.
bid?
Do you think there's a shot? Is there a shot?
I'm going to be there actually in Moscow for it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Well, look at you all of a sudden.
But I leave. You know what's typical of Mike? This is my career, right? I leave the day the World Cup kicks off. It's like, what have I done? Come on.
What? Did we just become best friends?
Yep.